whoa, we're in the Euro time zone now. Right. How's this hour for streaming? Do you guys like it more? Or should I go back to the regular time schedule? Thing is, I spoke with Madame Savi, I spoke with Smash JT, and Wednesday, hopefully, we can get the band back together. And we're going to have a fun stream. So set it up on your alarm clock if you want to see that, right? Like a three-way collab. We're going to have the threesome. And we're going to be talking about whatever happened that particular week, right? So we still have this weekend, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday. And we're going to talk about the news that takes place during that time. Okay. You probably saw the thumbnail. Should I show you the thumbnail now, or should we wait for it a little bit more? I think we're going to wait for it just a little bit more. I got a very interesting take from SRC Maker, and I want to share it with you guys. I want to share it with the class. Like I think this is the most interesting quote that I have heard all year. Privacy is power. What people don't know, they can't ruin. And fortunately, or unfortunately, like after seeing so many hobbies that I have being ruined by concerned trolls, you know, trolls from other tribe, I start to see that, yes, privacy is power. What people can't know you have, they can't ruin. It's kind of sad, though, like when you think about it. Like, there are so many people that don't know you, don't care about you, but like what they want to do is to ruin your hobbies. It's like for petty reasons as well. Like, they're not making money out of it. Right? Like, it's not that they can't avoid your hobbies. Like, they could. But they get a hard on. I think it's like the new pornography of people. Like, they get hard just by ruining other people's shit. And, yeah, if you keep it private, they can't ruin it. And that's real power. Let's up the microphone gain. How's this, right? Like, is this better, or should I up it even more? I got notified and clicked it to join stream, meaning I luckily did not see the thumbnail. All right, well, you're definitely in luck. The thumbnail is from Dungeons and Dragons. Spoiler warning, right? It's what the West did to, like, speaking of the hobbies, right? Like, they wanted to ruin Dungeons and Dragons, like, for no reason. There's no money involved. There's nothing. It's just like the sadism to take someone else's enjoyment and absolutely crush it. Makes no fucking sense. I know this short fat otaku trying to say something philosophical, right? Like, he's trying to say something smart. Now, I used to argue with short fat otaku about something which, in my opinion, cannot be defended. But he did. And the whole issue was, like, during the pandemic, it was 2020, 2021. And I remember, like, me and Discordia were getting really upset because the grocery bills were going up, right? And it made sense. It's like, okay, they stopped the economy. Like, they decided to keep everyone home, to keep everyone safe. They shut down businesses. It's like, obviously, the economy is going to take a hit. And then they started printing money. And so, me and Discordia were livid. But this was during the Biden presidency, and the Bidenomics was saying, no, you don't get it. The economy is fine. Like, the economy is absolutely fine. And Short Fat Otaku came in and, like, he was actually gaslighting. Like, he genuinely believed that the economy is fine. And I was like, my brother in Christ, I don't care what you say. Like, I trust my eyes. I trust my grocery bill more than any other thing that's coming up. Like, if you have economists with statistics and official records that are telling me the economy is fine, when obviously it's not, like, I'm going to trust my very own eyes. And he was basically saying, no, you don't understand. It's like people are getting upset on Twitter. And that's the problem. And it's like, man, like, you know, in other situations, like if we're talking about employment or crime rates, okay, maybe you can have a point, you know, like maybe I just happen to live in a shitty neighborhood and the crime is up, but like everywhere else is down. Like that's, you know, that's a thing. But when it's the grocery fucking bill, like I'm literally going there and I know how much I paid last year, and I can see how much I pay this year, you're full of shit. Right? So, like, we actually had this argument. Turns out that I was right. Right? Like, turns out that the government was fidgeting the numbers, that the economy was actually shit. No, the experts were wrong, I was right. But now I saw this, right? Like, this is months later after having the debate with him. And he says, don't believe your lying eyes is a dumb argument. The world's a complicated place. A big reason people fall into so many pits of irrationality, right? So, like, reason comes from the government and institutions, is because they don't understand that sometimes your eyes actually do lie because you're a fallible observer, right? And he shows, like, this picture of what appears to be an optical mirage. Now, the funny part is, like, the reason he shows this as an argument is because he assumes people are aware of what optical mirages is. And so, like, how are people aware of what optical mirages is? Well, at some point in our life, we encountered one. We went like, oh, that's interesting. And we filed it under optical mirages. Now, we didn't actually go to a university. We didn't have a doctor in a lab coat coming to us and explain, like, what an optical mirage is. Right, with hypothesis, experiment, conclusion. Like, I'm pretty sure that could have been done, but it wasn't necessary, right? Like, we ourselves, we went into the world, we saw an optical mirage, and we're like, okay, so this is what it is. And now when we see it, we know how to recognize it. To the point where I didn't see this one, but like, when Short Fat Otaku is showing it to me, I know what the fuck it is, right? And so, like, we actually do explore the world through our senses. We actually do explore the world with our own eyes and understanding. And yeah, you know, like, if your eyes deceive you, sometimes, if you get a logical explanation for it, you're willing to change your mind. But when I've been fucked by the government consistently over the last 4 years, and my lifestyle has gone consistently down the shitter, I'm not going to believe that the government is not lying to me. Like, I'm sorry, especially when it's between the grocery bill and the man that's responsible for the grocery bill. I needed that off my chest, chat. I needed to rant a little bit. Blasterbot, thank you for blasting $20 to me. Humble merchant from the east. How far east are we talking about? Like beyond Turkey or just Russia? I would like to purchase $20 of buyer remorse, please. What happens if I don't sell it to you? Like, do you regret it even more? Huh? You couldn't find paper towels or toilet back then. That was actually interesting. I remember when I saw, like, a lot of people forget that in the beginning you are a conspiracy theorist if you actually did say the pandemic is coming. And then you are a conspiracy theorist if you didn't exaggerate the pandemic too much. So, the first thing that happened with COVID is that you would see news from China. And in China, they had, like, various news articles where people are getting sick, people are falling down the streets, they're collapsing, you know, they're locking Shanghai. But it was viewed as like, no, that's a Chinese thing, right? And if you watched Vice or American media or Democrats, like, they would flat out say that if you refuse to go into an Asian restaurant, it's racist. And washing your hands is white supremacy and racism. Like, they were really hammering that. And they even had this this whole thing. I don't know how many of you remember, but I think it was in New York, right? Like, they had a cruise ship coming from Asia, and a Democrat senator, like, actually went there and shook hands and hugged everyone just to prove that there is no illness, right? So, like, the only people that would say that the illness is going to come here were conspiracy theorists like Alex Jones. And so I was watching that, and I was listening to what they're saying about the plague. And what they were saying is that it's airborne, and you have like 2 weeks of asymptomatic spread. And I was like, okay, well, going with what they're telling me, there is no way that stays in China. Like, the world is too interconnected. It's going to arrive here, right? Like, 2 weeks, asymptomatic spread. You can't stop that. Like, in 2025, if that's the case, like, the whole world gets sick, right? And so I made a video at the time. I think it was like 2019, 2018, like when the news came out. And what I did say was, alright, well, this looks kind of bad. I mean, everyone should buy some soap, some hand sanitizer. Make sure that you're staying indoors, right? Like, buy some masks because they're going to run out of them. And wash your hands, and that's pretty much it, right? Like, this is what I told people, you know, like, avoid crowded spaces, take some vitamin zinc, some vitamin D, And that's what I told people, right? Now, apparently, I was called a conspiracy theorist. Now, the pandemic comes along, and the people that listened to me were upset that I didn't predict the toilet paper. It's like, well, you know, to be fair, never in my mind has it crossed. But yes, like, there was a shortage of toilet paper. And after that, I listened about the pandemic. I understand, like, what it's doing. And I was like, look, people are exaggerating. Like, yeah, sure, it's bad. If you're obese, if you're middle-aged, if you have diabetes, right? But, like, if you're a normal, healthy, young adult, like, stop panicking. The sky isn't going to fall. And then I was, again, a conspiracy theorist because I wasn't panicking enough. So, that's my pandemic journey. My wife, cousins at the time, wouldn't wear a mask on the San Francisco train because she didn't want to be called racist. 2 weeks later, when Democrats said mask up, she was all about masks. Yeah, it's not that she was all about masks. I'm willing to bet that she would demand that other people wear a mask. And that's when I realized that these aren't NPCs, they're like marionette men. You know, like just someone pulling the strings and making them dance to whatever tune they want. It was so fucking sickening, right? Like, I remember, like, the people in my family, I'm not going to give names, but yeah, like, first they would call me stupid because I believe in the Chinese thing, and it was called the China virus at the time. I believe in the China virus, and I'm spewing nonsense, and they didn't want to mask up. And I was like, dude, just wear a mask, it's like, fine, you know? No, they didn't want to mask up. And then, when the government kicks in, they would demand that I mask up. And I was like, no, because, like, I kind of understand now the situation, right? Like, I got more information. I understand what is actually happening. The masks don't help. But it is what it is, you know. Let me see if I can find one of the worst videos in the pandemic, right? So, like, this one has way too little views. It only has, like, 200,000 views. This one should have 4 billion. No, seriously, like, this one actually belongs in a museum. Because, alright, I think we can start from here, and I'll show the chat in a little bit. But look at this nonsense.
So much, Randy. Thank you to the whole Shake Shack team. This is really going to help us out. And did you say free fries when you get vaccinated? I got vaccinated. You're saying I could get this? These delicious fries? Wait a minute. But there's also a burger element to this? Let me check with Bill Neathart. Is it too early in the day to eat a burger? No. This can be breakfast? Okay. I want you to look at this and think about, again, some people love hamburgers, some don't. Really want to respect all ways of life. But if this is appealing to you, just think of this when you think of vaccination.
I mean, is there a better video that you would put in a museum for your grandchildren to see? I don't even know, like, where to begin. Like, everything on this is offensive, right? Like, you have the person doing the jutsu here, right? Like, he's conjuring the ninjutsu, like... and you have the politician treating you like an imbecile. Right? And then you have, like, the papers. Like, papers, Papiere, bitte, Papiere, do you want to eat? You want to eat McDonald's? Where's your papers? Seine Papieren, right? And then you have, like, this guy going, Oh, cheap fast food that makes you fat. Well, it clogs your arteries with cholesterol. American product filled with corn syrup. And the whole thing, it's like when he has to ask the expert, right? Like, he just doesn't know. It's like, let me ask my doctor, is it okay if I eat this? Doctor, do I have permission? Do I have permission to breathe? Do I have permission to be alive? See, we got the Texan now. The Texan has awoken, and apparently it's his birthday. Why are you giving money, K-Bar Barbecue, on your birthday? I should be the one giving you, motherfucker. Where's your PayPal? Gonna give you money, K-Bar Barbecue. Anyway, right? Fries and booger. Yeah, fries and booger. Really good. I mean, I don't mind the dude saying you'll get a burger if you do that. Then we had basically to do, all of you can do is go to work. But no, it's like, that's not how you talk to an adult, right? Like, it's an important medical decision, right? Like, it's something private. It's between you and your doctor. That's how it used to be. You don't go around and tell the public, like trying to bribe the public. It's fucking insane. West Virginia had the better vax bribe. They gave you a free $200 shotgun and a chance to win a brand new pickup truck. New York City sucks even in free prizes. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, could you actually get a shotgun? Wait, like a shotgun for every vaccine? Holy shit, like if I was in Virginia, I'd have been vaccinated. I wouldn't have been the half-blood prince anymore. There's no fucking way. Dude, like, you're lying to me. That I refuse to believe. I mean, hold on. The expense required, right? Like, if every single person vaccinates themselves and they get a $200 shotgun, then that means like 10 people, $2,000. 1,000 people, 20 grand. Now, if 1 million people vaccinate themselves, that's like expensive. Yeah, I don't think so. I think like you're pulling my leg. I think, no, there's no fucking way. I refuse to believe. Even if you show me a website, I don't believe it. Like, wouldn't they run out of shotguns? Like, do they even have millions of shotguns to give to every vaccinated? Or do they bank on the fact like people are going to refuse it? Is a $200 shotgun any good? Well, I assume like if it fires lead, then it's probably okay, right? Like what exactly is a bad weapon? Like something that jams, I assume, right? Only if it blows off 2 fingers while being used the first time. Let's see. Oh, okay. So like my imagination of what a bad weapon is didn't really fit the bill. In the Euro, so Fecal Schizoid for $5. In the Euro time zone during the moon phase of the Longhouse era. God, you're making me cringe. Stop it. Get out of the university. Get out. Like, start talking like a normal person. SRC Maker wants me to check my DM for $2. Do I check it for $2, chat? That seems incredibly low for me to have to move the bot. Holy shit, it's fucking real. Okay, I will show you guys. Alright. Behold. Guns, trucks, and trips. West Virginia expands prizes for the vaccinated residents. All residents who get a COVID vaccine. Oh, okay, well, hold on a little bit. You lied to me. You lied to me. The way it sounded was that everyone that gets enrolled, everyone that chooses to get vaccinated gets the shotgun. But no, like, if you get vaccinated, you get placed into a lottery where you have to have faith, right? Like, just like you have faith in Jesus, you have to have faith in the government that the lottery isn't going to be skewed. And you get a chance to win hunting rifles, tracked out truck, or $1.5 million prize. Apparently, half of the West Virginia population has received 1 dose of the virus. Blah, blah, blah. The second prize, weekend vacation to state parks, lifetimes hunting, fishing licenses, and custom hunting shotguns. Right. So, no. Like, you made it sound like they're cooler than New York. No, like, in New York, you actually get the hamburger, right? Like, in New York, it's kind of like in the Squid Games. Like, Squid Games actually had that interesting thing with the lottery guy. I don't know if you guys watch Squid Games. But it was a guy that was actually disgusted by the poor. Like the poor literally pissed him off. Like, there was something about poor people that literally ticked him off. And he loved to remind himself every day why homeless people are bad. And what he would do is that he would go to a gas station and he would buy 1,000 donuts and 1,000 lottery tickets. And he would go to the homeless person and ask, like, what do you want? And he would show him the donut and the lottery ticket. And time again, the homeless people would just get the lottery ticket. And the lottery ticket, like, they would start scratching it and they would see that they lost. And when they wanted to get the donut, tough shit, you don't get a donut, right? So they literally get nothing. And, like, the idea is that getting the donut actually gives you something, right? So, like, in New York, you actually get the burger. You actually get the fries. Here, you get the chance to win a $200 shotgun. Which, again, begs the question, is it really a good shotgun? Why is the Korean knowing about guns? Are Koreans allowed to have instruments of death? He let choose the bread or lottery tickets. To be honest, though, I would choose the lottery ticket. The reason I would choose the lottery ticket is that you're getting the adrenaline. And for a person that's homeless, like the idea that you can have like some fun, even if it's like for 10 seconds and some adrenaline, you know what? Fucking worth it. Like you can always beg for more food, but you're never going to get a lottery ticket yourself, right? Because then you make it a habit and then you stop. And so like if someone actually does offer you a lottery ticket, that means that it's less likely to become addictive. So like you scratch it, and even if you lose, it is what it is. Oh, someone said that even porn is illegal in Korea. From what I've gathered from Korean friends, it's actually worse than that. Apparently, if you watch like My Hero Academia, that's hentai, right? So you get to see like a My Hero Academia character naked. Well, apparently that's kind of like watching kiddie porn in South Korea. And so what happens is you go to prison, you get a criminal record, and apparently there's a lot of teenagers, like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds, that have a criminal record that their entire life ruined because they were caught with naked shit on their computer. Now usually what's amazing about this is that if you actually know how the police operates, you understand why this is pure genius. Because police officers, they don't deal in people, they deal in statistics. And so if they arrest a degenerate like that, that's a conviction. They can claim that they got a pedophile off the streets, right? And then they don't have to mess with the actual human traffickers and the actual cartels and the actual people that require force and violence to get rid of and would genuinely improve society, right? And so like everyone benefits. Like the actual criminals that do human traffic get to be left alone and they get to do their grift on the side. The police officer gets to have more convictions. The prosecutor also gets to get more convictions. The prison system gets to benefit, right? Like people get jobs and shit. So everyone wins. This is why we need laws like that in the West. They're absolutely beautiful. Like for instance, in the UK, catcalling, right? Like catcalling is an issue. Why is catcalling an issue? Well, because now a police officer can arrest someone for catcalling and they can claim that they put a violent sex offender behind bars and they have improved society, right? Like they can have like two police women jogging through Hyde Park or like some posh area of London. And it's like, look how many convictions they got. Look how many sex offenders they put behind bars, right? Meanwhile, the actual people doing genuine shit on the streets are left alone because like they're dangerous. No one wants to fuck with them. I mean, actual criminals are actually dangerous. And they also make money. That's a good grift. Right? They get left alone. The police makes arrests. That increases her chance of getting promoted. The prosecutors got convictions. It makes the mayor look good. And then you fucking go. Right? So that's the same thing with hate speech. Like, you need to understand how the law works, right? Like, usually people like to go for the path of least resistance, the low-hanging fruit. And so, like, if you give a person an opportunity, it's like, okay, I need to catch criminals. Well, they're not going to go to the cartel, right, and get shot. No, like, unless they're compelled. Like, sometimes they are forced. Like, sometimes, you know, the cartels go out of line, they do something really bad, and then a politician go, oh, fuck the optics, right? And then they actually do encourage someone, or maybe you get a police officer that's ideologically motivated, like, he genuinely wants to do something, and fine, you get, like, a raid. But most of the time, you know, they would rather go after the old lady that sells stuff on the street illegally than to go after the big business. And it's the same with the IRS man. Like, the IRS man would rather go after the independent YouTuber than to go after the big mall. Because the big mall has lawyers and money. The content creator has jack shit. Is it true that in South Korea is run by those 7 women behind the scenes or some shit? Witches, maybe. I don't fucking know. Okay, I will tell you the story of South Korea. It's fucking wild. So, seriously, like, dude, it's insane. This is from memory. Like the Korean in the chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. But there was like this conspiracy theory that South Korea is actually run by what they call the seven fairies. So, the shadow government, you know, the bastards behind the bastards. That's the shadow government. And in Korea, it was like the bitches behind the bastards. And they're the ones pulling the strings. And obviously, everyone thought it's a conspiracy theory, right? Like, no one believes. It's like, come on, you know, the seven fairies, like, what the hell is that? Like, completely ridiculous. Mysticism, voodoo shit. It's like, come on. Until they caught one. Like, they literally caught a fairy. It was like some wealthy Chinese woman. And that created a huge scandal. And it created a Gamergate-like event in society. And that's when you have, like, the most rabid feminism humanly imaginable. Like, probably those seven fairies, noticing that one of them was caught, they probably poured a lot of money into NGOs and activism for feminism. And so you have, like, the most rabid strain of feminism imaginable in South Korea after that event. Yeah, like, they started pushing for censorship, and they started pushing for control, and a lot of nonsense. Now, I understand why the men were pissed off, because the men got fucked really hard. Now, if you know anything about South Korea, you would know that they're next to North Korea, right? And you would also know that the war there technically is not over. I mean, legally speaking, it's not, but de facto it is. And so every single man has to go to complete military training. And men don't like that because they're taken off the workforce, right? Like, you finish university, and you have to do your military training, and so you lose experience. Like, when you go back to the job, you're actually earning less than a woman your age. Now, this was compensated before, because it was like, okay, well, thank you for your service, right? Like, you didn't go there with a finger up your ass to do nothing. You actually did contribute to society. And so, like, those 2 years that they would have done the military service, it would be considered as compensation. But the feminists didn't like that, because they said, well, it's not equal. Like, why is he getting more money if he's working? No, he should go to the military, and then he should get fucked, you know? And so, like, for men, it was also bad because you finished university, right? Like, you know how to perform your craft. Like, imagine you just finished coding or you finished med school. And now, like, the notions are fresh in your mind. But then you have to go to the military, and the military breaks you as a person to rebuild you. And then you forget everything, right? And meanwhile, a woman that just is out of university, she can get a job right away. And so, like, a lot of employers would prefer women because, like, they would know that once they hire her, like, she's actually having all the information fresh in her memory, and she's actually better than a man. And so, like, yeah, a lot of people got upset because of that. But it is what it is. Israel does it better since women are forced into the military service too. I do agree. You know, like, a lot of people, when they think of women in the military, they think of front lines. But in 2025, there's a lot of place in logistics. Yeah, there's a lot of place in logistics where you get to drive a truck or some other shit. Like, look, if you want equality, like, surely you can sacrifice yourself for your country. Chris Pan, welcome to the show. Men create safe word for women. Women abuse the safe word, destroy the world. Not every time, though. Like, notice how in the Soviet Union that didn't happen, because the communists were brutal to men and women alike. And so, yeah, no, like, they would discipline women just as hard as men. And you definitely got equality in Eastern Europe. SRC Maker, thank you for another $10. In the US military, veterans get a leg up in the hiring process. There are many laws and incentives from the government for corporations to hire veterans. I like that practice much better than DEI. Yeah, but, like, in the United States, it's not the same, man. Like, in South Korea, you're forced to join the military, right? Like, every single man is literally forced to join the military. And so, in America, because the number of men that join the military isn't 100%, you can afford to do these incentives, right? Because, like, you bank on the fact that the overwhelming majority of the population won't go. Meanwhile, in South Korea, 100% of the men go. And so, like, if you make something like the government recognizes those years as being job experience, even if they're not, okay, that's the only way that you can have a system that's fundamentally rewarding the men that go. Anyway, right. Let's look a little bit at what Dungeons and Dragons is doing and address the title for today. Because this one was a new horror. Now, for those of you that remember Dungeons and Dragons, like I literally complained over the fact that it's using kind of like stock photos now, right? And so, like, the stock photos, like, if you actually watch some Dungeons & Dragons pictures coming up, it's usually, how should I put it? Like office workers, you know? You got, like, some dwarves in what looks to be a barista. You have, like, some orcs that look like they're in a book reading club. Like, incredibly tamed, right? And so I want to show you what Dungeons & Dragons used to be, right? Like, this was back in the day when they actually did care about adventuring, right? So, like, you have this sexy lady over here. Like she's not... well, I'm pretty sure, like, Zoomers would call her pornographic now. She's got acid tits. But, like, you know, she's feminine. Like, she has shapely features, right? Like, she's not ugly. She's not hideous. You have this guy, which looks like an assassin. You got this ranger that looks concerned, right? And as you're looking at them, like, you notice that there's gravitas. Like they're fighting something. They're going on an adventure, right? Like, they're taking it seriously. You got the wizard over here, right? And here's another one. Like, you got a group of adventurers. Again, like, women look like women. And they seem to have captured the dragon, right? It's kind of cool. Looks medieval. Looks medieval. Here you have another one, right? Now, these are old pictures. You know, it's not like you're going to be floored or anything. Like, this is what people used to do with the artistic abilities at the time. But, like, usually it's about fighting, adventuring, and dragons, right? It's in the name, Dungeons and Dragons. So let's see what they're making now. All right. Hold on a little bit. Let me see if I can. Okay, so this is what Dungeons & Dragons is making. I don't even know what the fuck. And it's literally like, in the title here, who the fuck is even the target audience anymore? And it's like, what an excellent question. What an excellent fucking question. What is even this supposed to represent? Right? Like, why are you putting this in Dungeons & Dragons? Huh? What is this, chat? Like what exactly is it trying to inspire me? Like, what emotions am I supposed to experience when I'm noticing this? Do I want to go on an adventure with her? Fuck no. Do I want to be her? Jesus Christ. You know, I think if I was trans, chat, if I was trans, and God came to me and God said, you know, V, I did a mistake. And I was like, what did you do, God? I fucked it up. I put you in the wrong body, V. I put you in the wrong body. And so now I want to correct that. And I'll be like, God, thank you, finally. Finally, I you know, I can have a happy life, God. Just tell me, what must I do? Well, you don't need to do a thing, my son. This is the woman, like, this is the body that you used to have, right? So I'm going to put you in this body, and I'll be like, God, with all due respect, I'm going to have to pass. You know, like, it's okay. You fucked it up. You put me in the wrong body. It is what it is. No, don't fix it. Don't fix it, God. Please, God, no. God, no. No, God. No, Jesus, no. Right? I mean, this is Dungeons and Dragons now. Literally this. This is it, right? The emotion of dread. It is. There was actually one more thing. I don't think I can even call it demonic art piece. Okay, so I realized that the most important part of the set, right? Like, the most important part of the art has to be this. Like, he actually gets the expression, or she, because, like, you don't know with these people, the creators, the writers, the artists of Dungeons and Dragons, like, they should be forced to go to med school to study some human anatomy, because, like, they can't draw for shit. But, like, This is the facial expression, and I agree with it. Like, this is how I feel when this was inflicted on me. Like, literally, this is how I felt. Oh my goodness, she's trying to grab him. She's trying to grab him, my God. Oh, this is turning into a horror. Like, it was supposed to be an adventure game, but like, look at the hand. Ah. SRC Maker, thank you for $10. V, do not give me nightmares now. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to wake up with God giving me that body. I'm already fucked in the head being trans. Can I not have my fantasy of being a beautiful woman? WTF. Look. Right? Like, you don't get to decide if you're a beautiful woman or not. The only thing you get to decide is if you're a woman, and God is coming and is like, okay, I'm going to womanize you. And that's like, you know, the body that he has ready. Like, that was the body that he already had for you in store. He knows what's up. Well, literally. Where are the legs, knees? Who cares about that? You think like professional artists understand anything that has to do with anatomy now? They don't even know the definition of a woman. Why the fuck would they know anything like that? That's a lot more complex. Dios mío. Chat. Will we ever have good Dungeons and Dragons again? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Can you imagine, like, one day they'll just make a normal Dungeons and Dragons and, like, no one will believe them? For example, Overwatch. Overwatch is like, yeah, you know, we think that maybe we done fucked it up. Maybe we're going to stop making oddball characters and we're going to make more attractive ones. Cause we're kind of getting BTFO by China. China with their massive cock is bringing it on Steam, and it's like kind of decimating us. Like, we tried calling them gooners and everything. Like, we used all of our arsenal and we tried insulting them, but the Chinese, they got no shame. They just want to take our dollars, and they're very effective at it. And it's like, well, if we don't take dollars, we starve. And China came there, big cock and balls, massive cock and balls. And we were like, China, do you have no shame? Do you not understand that you're a gooner? You're gooners, China. What are you doing? And they didn't care. They didn't care. They just sold the game, and people bought it. They have this video game, Marvel Heroes. I'm not kidding. Like, a journalist called it the gooner game. And it's like, okay, so you guys, you like Baldur's Gate, which literally has pornographic sex scenes in it. You guys like The Last of Us 2. You guys, like, support all the Western games. Every single Western RPG has, like, in it, right? But, like, the moment you have a video game that has, like, characters like in the comic books, you freak out. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, so sad. So sad. China is actually pissing on your morality. Oh, the strong Chinese corporation is taking a dump on your pious morality. Oh, good gracious. Well, what's going to happen? Your kids are going to play Chinese video games. That's what's going to happen. Safa, moral busybodies. Safa. I think video game developers ran out of government funding. Does the incentive to crap on gooner content disappear? Did Blizzard got government funding? I think they may have, right? Because you get like two types of government funding. Number one is the actual grants that the EU gave if you promoted diversity. And the second type of grants were tax exemptions. Like if you, for instance, have a studio in Canada and you have diversity, you get a tax exemption, right? So like that's why they were pissing on their customers. Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, if you're, I used to say back in the day when the moral crusade was against misogyny, right? And everyone was like, oh my goodness, you're a misogynist. I was like, yeah, but the misogynist dollar is worth the same as a decent person dollar, right? Like a feminist, a normal person, and a misogynist, like their dollars are literally equal. And now it's the same thing. Like a gooner dollar is worth the exact same as a mortal busybody's dollar and a normal person's dollar. Like they have the same value. That's why vote with your wallet didn't work. No, it actually starts to work. Like, even the government is not that retarded. Like, the government makes propaganda, but they want people to watch the propaganda. Like, the government isn't going to put posters in a back alley that no one wants to see. And so when people literally stopped buying the propaganda, even the government went, all right, well, this is a sinkhole. Right? Like, might as well give the money to someone that may actually get the propaganda for people to see. Basically, when the government was their customer, they could just screw around and say what they really mean. Now they can't, but don't have the old devs. Yeah, pretty much. Like they thought that the system will be forever, right? Like, they never expected that things will change. What do we do now? We got time for a Sargon video. Let's listen to Sargon. What did he upload today, huh? We got Sargon talking about the Longhouse. Oh my goodness. I wanna hear about the Longhouse. Again, I really hate the fact that he went to a university. Like, it genuinely triggers me. Why can't they say bitches be crazy? Why does he need to say the Longhouse? Makes me look for a dictionary to find out what the Longhouse is. Just say bitches be crazy and then, like, everyone understands. Did he delete the video? Because I remember, like, here we go. We got the Longhouse 1 month ago. I haven't watched it yet. And so now I have the chance. I have the opportunity. Like, someone requested that I give my opinion on the House of Long. So let's see, what is the Longhouse?
I enjoy Lomez's concept of the Longhouse, which he...
Who put this poison in his brain? Who put this fucking poison in his brain?
I really enjoy Lomez's concept of...
Lumenz's. Why did you poison this man's mind? With your fucking concepts? You know, like, he used to be a simple man, working class lad. He would speak to the working people. Now if you go into a pub and you drop the Longhouse, everyone laughs you off. Like, they think you're pretentious. What the fuck is a Longhouse?
The Longhouse, which he popularized in February 2023 with this article from First Things. Where
It's also, like, such a bad expression. Like, look how awesome this fucking house is, right? Like, you look at British people, like, living in their little hovels with their animals and shit like that. And, like, this motherfucker, like, if women live in that fucking house, I want to be in that fucking house. Makes me feel like a man. I'm in that fucking house, you know? Like, that's an actual house built by people that fucked his ancestors. Like, they came over the river and they fucked his churches and they fucked their people until, you know, they dominated England. Dominated England with their long houses. And now it's like, well, the long house is actually, it's bad. No, it's not. Make a different expression. Make a different expression to drive your point. Because the long house is so fucking cool. It's a staple of a culture that managed to dominate your own.
he describes the problem with modern society, in particular politics, is that it has been long housed, as in it has been given over to the reign of the, I guess what I'm going to call toxic femininity of a certain kind of woman, not all women, and these women are, through their own projected fears and insecurities, inflicting a very tyrannical, devouring feminine energy into public life, and this is having serious knock-on effects. And actually, I think what this is giving rise to is a desire for the return of patriarchy, a desire for the return of confident, morally forward-looking.
You know, I actually thought about this, because like, when I was on the internet, I would take this for granted, and I would think, like, okay, maybe this is how it is. I don't think it is how it is, because if this was how it was, like, Eastern Europe would have to be long-housed as well, right? Like, the communists, they also preached equality, but for some fucking reason, we don't have the long house. And it's not just us, like, there's other nations on Earth where women have a right to vote and they're not long-housed. And so, like, I think there is something else. I genuinely think that the problem, and I know a lot of people will hate me for it, but it's the white Anglo-Protestant culture, not the nation itself, but like a part of the culture. And that is the, number one, the fact that what you flap your mouth and what you say is more important than your actions. And the second one is the cancel culture, which you don't find in Catholicism, and you don't find in Orthodoxy, and you don't find it anywhere else. It's just like in the Anglosphere, right? Like the idea of cancel culture and flapping your mouth is more important than your actions. Like, for instance, right? Look at the Melody Mac saga. Melody Mac saga is the most recent one. And Melody Mac's people, like, they love to call their detractors gooners, right? So, like, if you're a gooner, you're the scum of the earth. You basically, like, should deserve no rights. But I looked at the pious people and the gooners, right? Like, the pious people, they were leading the anti-porn crusade and labeling everyone against them to be gooners obsessed with porn. Meanwhile, the people on my side, myself, Madame Savi, Smash JT, everyone else, we're married, we're having children, we're having normal lives, we're happy, we're content. And on the other side, we see people with divorces, people with domestic battery, people that are unmarried, people with the miserable lives, right? And like, in other parts of the world, like in Orthodoxy, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter how pious you are, how many mistakes you point to the people around you. If you're a guy that's divorced or accused of domestic battery, people don't even consider what you have to say. In fact, like, they would probably do the opposite of what you're saying because they don't want to end up like you. But meanwhile, in the Anglosphere, it's like, oh, well, like, he says the correct things, right? So when you have feminists that go around and accuse everyone of rape and rape culture and blah, 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 they're like all with the accusations, for some reason, everyone likes them. Right? Like, no one looks at, okay, but like, are you happy in your life? No, then if you're not happy in your life, why should I listen to you? You're a miserable person. Like, I don't care what you have to say if your actions don't show it, if you're not a respectable person of society, right? And the other thing is the cancel culture. Like, in Eastern Europe, if you accuse someone of being a gooner, like, you may say, yeah, he's a gooner, but he's our gooner. Or he's a racist. Yeah, he's a racist, but he's our racist. He's a misogynist. Yes, he's a misogynist, but he's our misogynist, right? Like, people really care more about tradition and consistency. It's like, if you know a person that, like, consistently has been your friend over a long period of time, and then you find a soundbite or a sound clip, and it's like, if someone attacks him, like, the person attacking him is the problem. It's like, yeah, but, like, the guy has been consistently okay. It fucked up once, go fuck yourself. And that creates a more stable society, I think. It's not necessarily about, like, women is the problem now. But if you take time back and you look at other issues from British history or other things that happen, that this is a constant trend with them. Even when they spread out with their Protestantism. Like the very reason that you have the Protestant church in England, is because they couldn't be normal. Like, normal people understood that with the Catholics, like, there is one face in public and there is a face in private. And you can just make negotiations behind closed doors and you can get what you want, but their fucking king was autistic and they decided, no, fuck that shit, I'm going to build my own church. And that's how it all started, chat. Brendan, thank you for being a member for 27 months. Drink each time someone says moral. Ugh. Longhouse is so stupid, V. In first grade, we learned that American Indians lived in longhouses. It had nothing to do with matriarchy. The men still did men shit, and the women still did women shit. Yeah, but, like, did you look at the houses? Like I don't get, like, how this is an insult. I understand what it's trying to convey. But when you look at the little hovels that English peasants lived in, and then you look at the Chad Norwegian home, and look at the massive longhouse, like, dude, that took logistics and talent to build and keep steady, right? And you're telling me that, no, that's bad. Like, living in the longhouse is bad. It's like, I get what you're trying to say, but if you're making me think of this massive house as a bad thing, like, it just doesn't work with your metaphor. Like, you need to find a different metaphor. Or, like, the lunar shit. It's like, the moon is beautiful. Right? Like just find something that's ugly. Like, I'm going to think of something that can actually fit. But anyway, right. Britain was best when we were being everyone else's problem. Pretty much. You actually did solve the conflict in the Middle East. Like, this is how you solve the Israel-Palestine question. You bring back the British Empire. But reputation does not really exist in less homogeneous societies like the West. Well, like in Eastern Europe, of course you have reputation. But like, no, I'll tell you why the Protestant ideology is a problem. They don't do context and nuance. They have an on-off switch, right? Like for instance, corruption. Like British people will say that corruption is bad every single time. Like there is no exception where corruption is acceptable. The problem is like Eastern Europeans have learned that fighting corruption is impossible. Like you can't eradicate it. You're like Don Quixote fighting the windmills. You get hurt. Like corruption is part of systems and human nature. It will always exist. And so if that's the case, right, like once you accept that, then the next question is like, okay, what do we do about it? Well, you map out like how much corruption is acceptable, right? And so like corruption that destroys the form, that's the dangerous one and that should be uprooted. Corruption that just causes bloat, that is tolerable, right? And so when you have that mindset, you're able to make a lot more adult decisions in your life. Mr. Personality, thank you for the $20. You guys need to return to Vlad Cepes. Even Vlad Cepes understood corruption. All cultures are beautiful. Are they though? Especially the ones in Africa, huh? You don't want to be in the outhouse. That's actually a good point. Yes. No one wants gooders to good over them, but they do want the gooder body. Yeah. My enemy's corruption is unacceptable. No, that's not how you phrase it. That doesn't sound good. Like the way you're supposed to phrase it is that for my friends everything, for my enemies the law. I thought the Western ideal is to strive for the impossible greatness, even though it's just an ideal. No. Like I yes and no actually. At the personal level, right? Like to demand from yourself, yes. Like to demand from yourself that you can accomplish ideals that, you know, to be like Jesus. Okay, fine, right? But that's a demand you have for yourself. To demand of other people perfection, that's just hubris, right? Like that is the I think like you managed to frame it in a very beautiful way. Eastern Europeans, like what we are taught since we're kids, is that you should actually strive for perfection, right? Like you should be the best in class. You should be the best one at any particular task. And that you should strive to not be a corrupt person. Like you should strive to be an honest person, right? This is the Eastern mentality. Like demand perfection from yourself. But never demand perfection from other people. Because that's ridiculous and it's hubris. Like you cannot achieve the perfection, so why can't you try to force others to be perfect? The only exception is if they're part of your family. Like if they're part of your family, it's your job as a parent to educate them, right? And then you can demand perfection from them. But like if it's a random stranger, it comes off as condescending and you're just making enemies. Like people are just, like seriously, if someone comes up to you and you don't know them and they demand you to be perfect, is it like the healthy American response to tell them to go fuck themselves? Because Trump is friends with Putin, he's not going to or can't interfere in the war. What? Is that the new hot take? I think that they did negotiate something. I think they did negotiate something because Trump immediately calls Zelensky. And so, like, it kind of makes sense, right? Like, you can't have negotiations if it's a three-way treaty. Like, you have to talk with everyone involved. And so, like, Putin probably told him something, and he might be willing or interested in doing that. So now he's calling Zelensky and is asking him if he agrees or not. The Catholic Church wants to keep corruption and child molestation down to a reasonable level. See, this is another thing. This is a perfect example, right? The Catholic Church having child molestation. Am I surprised, shocked, outraged that the Catholic Church has child molestation? No, because I know that child molesters exist in the world, and I know that statistically speaking, even in an institution like the Catholic Church, there are going to be pedophiles. Now, why aren't they arrested? Right? Like, that's the question. Why wasn't the pedophile priest, when found, arrested? Because I'm not upset at the church. It's like, look, it happened, but once it happens, like, the legal system has to kick in. Justice needs to be done. The problem is that the corruption stopped being a corruption of bloat and became a corruption of form. They actually protected those priests. Like, knowing that the priest is involved in that type of thing, they picked him up and put him in another place so he can keep molesting little boys, right? So, like, the very fact that the church happens to have, like, priests that commit crimes, that steal, that do various, blah. What other crimes do priests do? Fuck. Break the COVID quarantines, right? Like they were quarantined, they were told to stay in the church, and they decided to break the quarantine. Horrible. But yes, like some priests are going to booger little kids. You need the law to crack in, right? Like you need the cops to start doing things. You need them to be put behind bars and justice to be done. The problem is that the church hid them. That's the problem, right? And that's an unacceptable level of corruption. Like, I'm fine with the priests stealing money. I'm fine if the priests, like, reach into the donation box and pocket the cash. Because I understand, okay, they're human, like, okay, fine, that's church policy, what the fuck ever. I'm willing to turn a blind eye. Like, if they're good members of the community and they manage to keep the peace through the confessions and that they manage to bring the village together and that everyone is at the church every Sunday and it makes them more moral and pious, and Ivan stops drinking because the priest told him to, then I'm fine if the priest pockets the money, okay? Like that's acceptable corruption. I'm pretty fine if the priest goes around the village, starts sanctifying cars, and demands like $50 for the sanctification. Or if the priest does weddings and starts demanding $100 from Lady Tamara because her kid died and he's going to be there for the ceremony, right? That's fine. Boogering little kids? That's not fine, right? Both are acts of corruption. One with them I can live, the other without, right? And so just because I say a little corruption is okay, you need to put it in the framework and understand that boogering kids is kind of a lot of corruption. Like that's over the pale. Yes, there is a line. Like, why are you surprised? Like, shouldn't there be a line? Huh? Why does it have to be 0? Why can't it be 10%? What's 10%? Like, I'm just saying. About the D&D art is atrocious. It is. The title is not alive for the live stream. We already discussed it, actually. They're not the same thing. If that was the case, then the amount of molestation would dramatically decrease with the rise of 3D porn. Are there even studies on that? How many priests watch anime? We should check. I'll tell you something else though. Like, a lot of people like to pick on the church, especially the Catholic one. Like, notice the Orthodox bros don't do that. I genuinely think that the reason for molestation in the Catholic Church is because priests are told to be single. I don't know why Catholics even do that. Like, the first Pope, like Saint Peter, right? Like, he had a wife. But anyway, it is what it is. Like, the reason you have, like, the problem with the Catholic Church and not with the Protestants or the Orthodox when it comes to boogering is because the priests are single. Like, they're not allowed to marry. Like, I'm sorry, but that wrecks a motherfucker. Like, people have hormones. Right? And it seems that, statistically speaking, is not good. Now, the church is constantly getting attacked for this, even though, like, the scandal was way, way back. I'm pretty sure that they fixed it. Pope Francis also got very transparent with the authorities, making sure that all the priests that did anything were arrested. But, have you seen the number of abuses in the schools? Like, especially with female teachers. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it dwarfs the Catholic Church by comparison. If you look at the numbers of teachers that abuse kids, holy fucking shit. And we're not talking about the American version of kids, where it's like a 17-year-old with like a 23-year-old teacher. No. We're talking about like little kids. 10 years old, 11 years old, 12 years old. Like, South Park even made a joke about that, right? Like, in the school system, it's a lot worse. And no one wants to talk about that. Didn't he abandon his wife for Jesus? I would have to check again. But I'm pretty sure, like, the first pope, right? Like, the first ever pope. I'm sure that he had a wife. And even if he did abandon her, it still counts. Hollywood is the new target? Yeah. Public schools is actually orders of magnitude worse than the Catholic Church. Exactly, right? And no one wants to talk about it. I wonder why. Regardless, though, it's been an hour, so thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate the super chats. Hopefully you thumbs up the video, right? Because apparently it helps with the algorithm. And I'll try to stream exactly at the same hour tomorrow. Take care.